The opening hole at TPC San Antonio is a 454-yard par 4 that demands precision from the start. The hole plays slightly downhill but is usually directly into the prevailing wind, adding difficulty to the opening drive. From the tee box, the preferred line is down the left side of the fairway. That position opens the best angle into the green and allows players to approach the target with the clearest view. Drives that drift too far right leave a more difficult angle into the green and bring the protecting bunkers more directly into play. A solid tee shot typically leaves a mid-iron approach into a green that demands careful targeting. The left side is the real danger. A large bunker waits for any approach that turns over too much, making recovery extremely difficult. The front bunker is far more manageable, and misses to the right feed into collection areas where players can rely on their short games. The green itself features moderate undulation, requiring careful reads even on the opening putts. Hole 2 introduces players to the first of the par 5s on the Oaks course. At 602 yards, this hole appears long on the scorecard, but the strategy is more about position than power. Like the opening hole, the tee shot plays slightly downhill and directly into the wind, which keeps even the longest hitters honest. From the tee, players will notice bunkers sitting in the middle of the fairway. They look intimidating, but for most of the field they are only in play for the very longest drives. The smart play is to commit to the driver and position the ball in the fairway. From there, the hole begins to reveal its real challenge. This is typically a 3-shot par 5, which makes the second shot all about accuracy. The goal is simple: advance the ball while keeping it in position for the third shot, avoiding the fairway bunkers that can complicate the layup. A well-placed second shot sets up a short iron approach into a green that is part of a large double green complex. But the real danger sits just beyond the putting surface. An enormous 8,000 square foot bunker hides behind the green, ready to punish any approach that comes in slightly thin or too aggressive. Hole 2 rewards patience and smart positioning. Hole 3 delivers the first par 3 on the Oaks course, and it immediately demands precision. At 201 yards, this long par 3 plays slightly downhill and requires a fully committed shot. From the tee, players must carry the ball over water that guards the front of the green, immediately putting pressure on the approach shot. A bunker sits to the right of the green, catching any shots that drift away from the center line. The safest play is toward the middle of the putting surface, taking both the water and the bunker largely out of play and leaving a manageable 2-putt opportunity. The green itself features subtle undulations. Hole 3 doesn't reward aggression. It rewards commitment, distance control, and smart target selection. Hole 4 is widely considered one of the most difficult holes on the front 9. At 481 yards, this demanding par 4 requires both power and precision from the opening swing. The tee shot must find one of the narrowest fairways on the course, framed by native areas and mature trees that squeeze the landing area. Finding the fairway is essential because misses quickly turn the hole into a defensive battle. Most players will be approaching the green with a long iron or lofted fairway wood. The green complex is one of the most picturesque on the Oaks course, surrounded by oak trees and distinctive bunkers. Along the back edge, a dramatic rock outcropping frames the putting surface and adds to the visual intimidation. But the beauty hides a difficult target. The green features significant movement and subtle levels, making distance control critical with these longer approach clubs. Even well-struck shots can leave demanding putts, and misses quickly turn into difficult recoveries from the surrounding bunkers and runoff areas. Hole 4 changes expectations early in the round. 2 putts feels like an accomplishment, and par feels like a birdie. Hole 5 offers a brief change of pace. At 401 yards, this is the shortest par 4 on the front 9, and it plays downhill and typically downwind, creating a tempting scoring opportunity. Aggressive players may choose to attack with driver, attempting to drive the ball close to or even onto the green. The safer option is to lay back with an iron or fairway wood, positioning the ball in the fairway and setting up a controlled approach. Most players will be left with a wedge for the second shot. The green appears gentle at first glance, but it's more challenging than it looks. The surface slopes from front to back, meaning only well-struck shots will stop close to the hole. After the difficult opening stretch, Hole 5 presents an opportunity. This is a hole where players expect to make birdie. Hole 6 may measure just 403 yards, but it demands complete precision. From the tee, players face one of the most beautiful tee shots on the Oaks course. The hole doglegs left, and an oak tree 200 yards out on the right frames the shot. The ideal drive finishes on the right side of the fairway, providing the best angle into the green. From there, players are typically left with a short to mid-iron approach, but the target is far from simple. The green is surrounded by oak trees. A large bunker protects the left side, while subtle roll-off areas on the right can leave delicate recovery shots. Back pin locations add even more danger. Shots that travel long often leave extremely difficult up and downs and can quickly turn par into bogey. Hole 6 proves that distance isn't everything. Even a 403-yard par 4 can have plenty of punch.